Welcome to Bedcrime Stories Podcast. I'm your host, T, and I'm here today with what I'm going to call a Bedcrime Bite. When the Alex Murdaught trial got started this morning, the first item on the agenda was removing a juror. Now, we are in closing arguments. I think the defense is probably going to wrap up today with their closing arguments. This trial is almost over, and they're having to remove a juror. Take a listen.
First off, this morning we have to deal with the issue involving the removal of a juror. A few days ago, I received a complaint from a member of the public indicating that a juror had engaged in improper conversations with parties not associated with the case.
Someone turned this juror into the judge, saying that they knew this juror had talked about the case to someone and had also expressed her opinion about whether Alex Murdaught was or was not guilty. Although they did not say which side the juror was on, pro-Alex Murdaught as in not guilty or anti-Alex Murdaught as in guilty, his defense lawyers were not happy that SLED officers were the ones who interviewed both the juror who's been accused of this, as well as the person to whom she spoke.
Your Honor, we do not accept from your ruling. I've sat through everything you sat through, and it's muddled, but we would defer to your judgment. However, I think it's important for me to note for the record that the interviews of these two people were done by SLED agents, one of whom was named as a witness in this case, and the other was listed in the notes as being one of the investigating officers. Just to note that, again, SLED has made another bad judgment in this case. I'm not accepting from your ruling. Yes. I'm just pointing out that this is just a continuum of a calamity of errors.
Then the judge brought the juror in while all the people in the courtroom were there, the media, Alex Murdaught, the state, everybody, and actually spoke to her in front of all of them and officially removed her. If that were me, I would be mortified. But that would not be me because I would not have talked about the case.
We'll bring the juror out to inform her that her services will no longer be needed. We will then replace her with an alternate juror.
The judge handled the situation with the grace he's shown throughout the trial. He was very gentle with the juror when he spoke to her.
Good morning. Yes, ma'am, up here. In your normal spot's fine. If you just remain standing for me. Good morning. You doing okay today? All right. I have, as you know, we've had some discussions with you over the past couple of days concerning indications of conversations with few folks not on the jury concerning the case and expressing some opinion about the case. I have reviewed everything, including statements given by individuals and recorded interviews, and concluded that despite my order to not discuss the case with anyone, that intentionally or unintentionally you've had some discussions with some folks not on the jury, and which is going to require me to remove you from the jury. You have been by all accounts, great juror and smiled consistently and have seemingly been attentive to the case and performed well. And I'm sure that with all the time you've invested in it, you probably hate not to continue, or maybe you're ready to go. I don't know. But I certainly want to thank you for your service. I'm not suggesting that you intentionally did anything wrong, but that in order to preserve the integrity of the process and in fairness to all the parties involved, we're going to replace you with one of the other jurors. Have you brought everything that you have outside of, you left some stuff in there? What do you have in there?
A dozen eggs.
Say it again?
A dozen eggs.
A dozen eggs?
Yeah, one of the other jurors brought in eggs for everybody from the farm. So
okay.
eggs, my purse, and water.
All right, well, you're going to leave the eggs. You want to leave the eggs or take the eggs? You're going to take the eggs. So, Mr. Bales, can you retrieve from the jury room her dozen eggs?
Only in the Alex Murdaught case. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I wanted to let you know about that. I think it's a pretty awful thing to have happen during closing arguments, and we'll see what the rest of the day brings. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time on Bedcrime Stories.